I'm going to go ahead and start the recording
Okay.
just so that I have it. I do see some familiar faces here. Yay. Do
Yes, indeed.
we want to get started or do you want me
Uh,
to
do
wait a
like
minute?
30 more seconds, yeah,
Okay.
because I know people will trickle in. And for those that just hopped in, we will be recording. So if you don't want to be on camera, you shouldn't be on camera, of course, because they'll be on Diana. Please feel free to, you can turn your camera off and things of that nature. So just want
Yeah.
everybody heads up.
This will be a hands-on workshop. Um, I'm actually going to have you all go to the website where we log in, all that great stuff. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Because I don't know about you, but I learn better by doing versus just someone telling me what to do. Like I'm one of those people, typically don't remember what they say in a workshop unless I've actually done it myself.
Good deal. So we'll go ahead and get started. First off, on behalf of Staff Assembly and the Professional Development Committee, my name is Reggie Jennings. I'm the chair of that committee. Just want to thank you all for being here today. We're super excited to have Diana here and to present and actually have an interactive presentation on how to use Adobe Spark. She'll dive into that. It's a free tool for all of us to use here at TCU. So I'll be done with all the talking and hand it over to Diane. Thank you so much, Diane, for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. I am Diana Selman, for those of you who don't know me. I am the Associate Director of Creative Design over here in Student Affairs Marketing. So I handle websites, flyers, banners, posters, logos, you name it. If it falls within Student Affairs, chances are I've done it at one time or another. So I also teach in the graphic design department here at TCU. I do have 2 degrees in graphic design, so I feel like I'm somewhat knowledgeable in this area to give this workshop to you all today. We're going to go over Adobe Spark, but before we go over Adobe Spark, I want to cover just some real quick graphic design tips for non-designers. These are some basic things that I see all the time from students, other people here at the university that create flyers or that try to create flyers on their own and send them out. So we're just going to cover some quick basics. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Um, First, let me make sure I have the right slide. There we go. All right, can you all see the PowerPoint screen? Is it not
Yes,
sharing it?
yes, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things that I see a lot of from students, from people here at the university, and just in the world in general, is that people love typography and they love to use lots of different typography. And in the design world, that's a big no-no. Using 4 or 5 different typefaces in one design element can be very distracting to a reader. It tends to pull their focus away from what you want them to see. You can instead use the same typeface and just different font styles of that same typeface to create boldness, awareness on certain things, to create call outs. You don't have to use 4 or 5 different typefaces to call out a section. You can use a light version and then a bold version of something. Another thing that I tend to see a lot of is that people will put words and body copy over very busy images instead of taking advantage of some white space like you see here on the left side of this image. I tend to see people put graphics directly on top of really busy backgrounds. And again, that's very distracting to your reader and can take away from your message. Typeface selection is another big thing. So fonts actually speak for you. Here you can see these are both the same identical sentences. I will be waiting for you, but typeface Just like in text messaging, when we use all caps versus lowercase, can definitely imply a different message. Grids are really important, and you're going to see that a lot today in Adobe Spark, that a lot of the grid layouts are sort of there for you, making it so something that maybe to the untrained eye looks very chaotic is actually laying on top of a grid system. There's actually a flow to all of the information that you're seeing here, and there is an underlying grid that is happening on the page. Photographs. So we get this a lot where people grab images. Students especially are guilty of this, grabbing images from Google and trying to use them on flyers and posters and in their designs. We always encourage people, if you can, take your own photos. This is a photo that I took of my husband and my daughter, because I really thought it was charming and cute, but much like the photo that we see here before, I didn't have to grab it from Google. I could just take it myself. I was really lucky. This is pre-pandemic, obviously. These are some great free image websites. You can actually go get high resolution images for free. There are tons of contributors that have uploaded their photos there. They're really great. You don't have to you don't have to credit any of the authors. Some of them do require that you sign up to the website. And they I believe one of them sends you an email once a month with the latest, like, top 5 photographs of the month or something like that, but none of them are a pay-based service. They're all 100% absolutely free. Composition layout is another thing that we're going to touch on when we get into Adobe Spark, that you can take lots of different images that maybe aren't related, and if they're laid out in a nice grid format, they can still have a very polished professional look to them. So presentations, for anybody here who gives lots of presentations and PowerPoints, I tend to see this. I'm currently in the MBA program here at TCU, so I see this a lot from the professors where they lay out a lot of information on a page. And what tends to happen is that your viewers are reading what's on the screen and not paying attention to you. Whereas if we add a little bit of color, we add some icons, some pictures to our presentations, the information is a lot more digestible and it's a lot more user-friendly. I am more apt to pay attention to this presentation slide than I am to this one. I'm probably going to listen to the speaker a lot more too, because all those words aren't there for me to read. And instead, they're just touching on those highlighted areas. They're letting me know the topics that they're going to speak on versus giving me the full description of everything they're saying. Color is another important area in design. So we want to look for color families. There are great websites out there like colorlovers.com that actually have palettes built for you and will show you how to coordinate colors together and how to even accent those colors really well. If you're designing things for TCU, the website to visit would be brand.tcu.edu. And actually there we have color palettes under university colors. You can find that we have an executive secondary color palette. We have a bold and vibrant secondary color palette and a natural color palette. Those are all colors to accentuate that lovely PMS 228 or 268 purple that we use here at TCU. In case you're wondering what the Pantone color is for TCU, it is Pantone 268. So white space. I get this a lot whenever people submit requests to me to design things for them. A lot of people send me their mock-ups of flyers that they have done. And what I see is that they have tried to fill every square inch of space possible with every little detail. And when you post those things to places like What to Do at TCU, what happens is a lot of that information is not legible. You know, it's a static image, so it's not like people can click on the links, when really what people want to know is date and time, you know, do I have to register, and the name of the event. Details, those sorts of things, typically you can put in a little box below, especially for social media. Those things can go below, but I still get requests for like, no, 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 we want all that information on the graphic. And really those things don't view well in phone situations, in, you know, mobile device situations. People can't read all of that copy, and it is not accessible. And everything that we try to do here at TCU now has to be ADA compliant. So even images that we put on the website have to have descriptions and tooltip rollovers on them so that they are ADA compliant. So again, this is white space. You can see here with these arrows, it is not your enemy. And so many people are intimidated by this empty space that they feel like they need to fill it up, but it is absolutely not necessary. So here you can see that this is from a magazine layout. You can see the white space to the right over there. They didn't feel it necessary to take that, the headline focusing on our customer, and fill the entire space. This is an opportunity to let the reader's eye rest anytime that there's white space. And that is so important when we want readers to digest the information that we're trying to deliver. So here are some just graphic flyers, just to give you examples, you know, that just lay out the details, right? So like, hey, coffee break, here's the address, here's the date we're open. Over here, we can see this pool party flyer, right? They list just bullet points of we've got music, food, noodles, here's the date, here's the location. So many times we have people wanting to say so much information about their programs or the event that's going on the flyer that it really doesn't grab the viewer's attention, when really they're just looking for those key details, right? First of all, your image should be exciting and captivating. Where's the headline? You know, what is this? Where is this? And when is this? Those are the important details. So let's jump into, I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick and go back to my web browser, and I'm going to start sharing that. All right, so if everybody who can, who's available to, go to spark.adobe.com. And in the upper right corner, you will see a little button that says sign in. If you click that button, it should take you to a page, a sign in page. It'll give you all the various ways to sign in, but if you look on your right, it'll say log in as a teacher or a student. That is where you want to enter. You want to click that button and enter your TCU email address. And it should direct you to the single sign-on for TCU. If anyone has trouble, let me know. Everyone make it there? Thumbs up from those who did. Patricia, you didn't make it?
I didn't make it either.
Okay, I'm going to drop the into chat. I'm going to drop the address of where you should go. That is the web address right there. Spark.adobe.com. And again, if you log in as teacher or student, it should take you to, and you put in your TCU email address, it should take you to the TCU single sign-on. Were you able to make it yet, Patricia? You still can't get to the site, or is it the sign-on you're having issues with? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
I think it's the sign on.
Yeah, so your TCU single sign-on, is not your email address. It's your username and then, yeah, your password.
Yes.
Anyone else still having trouble? Okay.
Go ahead and go forward and I'll watch.
Okay. All right. So when you get to Adobe Spark, you are offered all of these options up here. Yours probably says get started because you haven't used it. You may not have used it before. There are several different things that you can create within Adobe Spark. So you can actually go to view all, and you will see that you have options of all. You can create just graphics, you can create web pages, and you can actually create videos, clip together little video scenes, all within Adobe Spark. So you can also save, if you're like me and you use the same logos over and over again for certain things, you can actually create what are called brands, where you have your logos already uploaded in here, and that you're able to reuse them. You can save color palettes, as a matter of fact. So if I go in and I edit brand, I can choose color palettes that I want to save. I can save fonts. And Adobe has over 15,000 different typefaces that you have access to, all within Adobe Spark. So if I go home, back to my home page, I can create a simple Instagram post, and Adobe Spark can actually be downloaded to your phone as well. They have phone apps so that you can create little videos, motion graphics, and social media posts directly from your phone. I personally, if I'm out and about on campus and have to take a picture of something and need to get it up on social media, having that app on my phone is perfect, because I can create a cute graphic really fast and get it uploaded to our social media channels without having to head back to the office, stop what I'm doing, come back to the office, or miss the time frame that social media post may be relevant. So if everybody will come in here, you can actually go to search Spark templates. And all of these templates, because we chose Instagram post, all of these templates will fit Instagram perfectly. You won't have an issue creating anything for Instagram. So if we go browse by category, let's go to travel. If you'll search the Spark templates travel. Everybody on travel? You're good? Okay. So if you'll click the one with, if yours is like mine and has this where there's two pictures, man and a woman, I don't know if you can see it together. If not, that's fine. What I want you to look for is a template that has this yellow ribbon though on it. There should be, there's a number of them down there that are available. We'll replace the font later. So this is what they call their premium templates. These are their nicer ones. We can actually go through and click on, this layout is already done for us. In Adobe Spark, we can take this and go, I don't like the color of that picture. I want my pictures to be black and white, or maybe I want to colorize them. We can also simply replace images. Adobe Spark has this great feature called Find free photos, and they pull from some of the same libraries that I gave you those websites to. They pull from Pexels and Unsplash and Negative Space. We can actually go in here, and I'm just going to type mountains. And I'm presented all of these wonderful free images. Now, anytime that somebody has to be credited for an image, Adobe Spark will automatically insert the credit down at the very bottom of your flyer for you. So it's something you don't have to worry about. And I can move the image once it's in there any way that I like, right? So I'm going to go down below and I'm going to change these lovely people out here. Now I'm going to find another image. I want beaches. Gosh, I really miss the beach. I really, really do. Oh, this one's pretty. And you can see in this image, though, it fits the space. It tries to fit it in the space for me. Oh, I'm moving my little graphic above. And I can hover over it and have it outline the way that I want to. I can actually come over here too and change. If I'm not happy with the typeface style of something, I can come over here and choose from the typefaces that they have here, or I can click Browse Adobe Fonts, which opens another window and gives me the option for more Adobe typefaces. Oh, look, it's embedded now. So you can see here, lots and lots of options. I personally try to stick to just a few select typefaces because I'm one of those people that I can spend all day trying to pick out a typeface. I will go through 40 or 50 of them. And I have learned that in an academic setting, that is not really the best use of my time. So I have to move quickly. So I try to stick to either the university set branding guidelines, or I have a few select in my pocket that I stick to on a regular basis. So here I've changed my typeface to Proxima Nova. You can see that I have font choices down below. I can choose light. I can choose bold. We'll stick with just, let's go with extra bold. I can also change what it says by double clicking on it. And there's my typeface in there. Notice that my words, though, have exceeded this box. I can actually take this box. It's not letting me double click it. Done. Usually has a little, just not wanting to let me do it. First, let's go here. Thank you. These little brackets right here, can you see those double lines? And you can just grab those and you can move the spacing. And I can go back and change the line, the line width in between it as well. Here you can change your line height spacing, so I can have it really tight, can have it really loose. I can space out my letters if I want to as well. And here is also where I can change my colors.
Oh, no, sit down. I got you to sit down.
And you can add to this palette, right? You can go in and add more colors, and it opens up this lovely rainbow box for you to choose from. Again, though, as you can see, I have like the set colors from the university in my library. All the color palettes that are there for me that I use regularly. I don't like the size of that. Here, I'm going to change. Now, this is the fun part that I'm about to show you. So inside Adobe Spark, for those of you who've ever looked at Instagram and Facebook and have seen those cute little GIFs of images that people put out there, this is how we can get that done. So I actually can click this little animation button here, and I can choose if I want text animation to happen, if I want where everything kind of changes in the middle, and you can change where those things are located. I can actually just do a color shuffle. So that my graphic, I know that's kind of hard on the eyes, isn't it, April? So you're like, yeah, I personally wouldn't choose this one for this whole graphic. I'm just showing you what's possible. We can actually grow it so that everything sort of fades in, right? And I can do like a sliding motion with things. So you have the option to do various things within Adobe Spark on your image. Now, if I was to create this animation, when I go to download, I would save it as an MP4, because that would create that GIF that's necessary for Instagram that I could upload to Instagram, right? If I want to keep a solid image, I do have the option to download as a PNG, a JPEG, or even as a PDF, right? So if I wanted to print this out on a piece of paper, I have the ability to do that in PDF form, because I will show you in just a moment that you can actually make letter-sized graphics that are suitable for printing, especially if you use this PDF format here. So I'm going to exit out of this now. First, I'm going to stop the animation. That's a little much for me. So before I exit out real quick, I do want to show you that I can resize this. So say I've made this flyer and somebody says, yeah, but I also need it in a different size, because it's going to go somewhere else. I can hit this resize button over here, and it gives me these various options, and it will try on its own in its best way to resize it to fit the format that I select. So you can see here, we've gone from this Instagram post, and now I need it in a print letter view. Here, it's not resizing real great. For Twitter, it'll resize just fine. Social profiles, event covers, and even Instagram squares. Depending on how you originally started, it will shift those images for you and resize them. But because of the length of this, it's just not allowing that to happen. So I'm going to go back to projects. Sorry, I'm going to go back to home. And you can actually go from any one of these, like, explore all the templates. Find a template that you like. Some even already have animations attached to them. Like, you can see the little play button in the bottom left corner to let you know that they're already animated. And then you can simply go in and change images, change the images, change the colors if necessary, the fonts if you want to. It's already done for me. So I could come in here and simply And here it's, I want to change my line height spacing to give it a little more height. And then I can come over here and change my font size. If I don't like the icon colors, I can actually change them, change the color, my color palette. Replace. To be more in line with TCU branding. And I can go in and replace all of these little things. I'm just like here where it says it's a group, I'm just clicking ungroup so that I can pick up each separate icon. If I want, I can delete these icons and replace them with something else. And it gives me options. You know, maybe here I want a Christmas tree and an ornament. It'll automatically replace it in that same location for me. Oops, go back, go back. Oh, I just lost it all. Lovely. That's what happens when I press the back button too many times. Again, like going through, ungrouping, replacing images is super easy, right? A lot of it's just a lot of double clicking, you know, to find what it is you want to grab and change. You know, you can type anything over here in the icons, not just holiday icons, and it will find those things for you, give you lots of different options. And down here at the bottom, you can play your animation to see what it looks like once you've changed it the way that you want it to look. What's really nice too is that if I didn't like this grouping of the typefaces, I wasn't real happy with it, I can actually go through and change the type styles. You can look for variations in that section. You can go to style. No, I need to go to styles the other way. Yeah, here it's added my main style and my highlight. So it's automatically changing my colors for me. It will pick, there are also options if I add my own text to this, that it will start my text from a template for me, right? So I've got lots of different layouts, lots of different headline layouts that it gives me so that I'm not struggling in that the typography maze that I get lost in trying to choose what typefaces are going to work together. It lets me know, hey, this combination works really well together. It's adding it to my post here. So I can go through, delete this one. I can take this and I can just resize it right in place. And it's got these great guidelines that are already built in here for me so that I don't have to worry if I'm centered. There's an invisible grid happening behind the scenes for me so that I never have to think about these things, right? I just look for those catch lines to happen. Again, I can create an animation for this. I can simply do color shuffles with it so that it, again, does the lovely color changing for us. This would look really cute in all Christmas colors, changing colors. So at Adobe Spark, you can do all of these things. So the question I get from students who I go over the software with them in class is, how do I make this the size that we need it for to meet your project specifications? Super easy. I can actually come over here to custom size, select if I want to print this. It gives me automatic print options, right? Letter size, poster size, 5x7 card size, or I can go to custom. You can set custom by pixels, millimeters, or inches. So if you know you need to create, say, yard sign graphics, right? Well, we know that that's an 18 by 24 inch graphic. You can actually go in here and select that size, create it custom, and have the graphic you need and be able to export it as a PDF and send it off to the printer. So some other great things that you can do with Adobe Spark is create little web pages. So this is really great if you need to create a presentation on the fly, and you're tired of PowerPoints like I myself personally am. I am able to actually create this wonderful parallax website really quickly in Adobe Spark. So I'll show you a preview of what this looks like. So when you hit publish, it actually gives you a link that you can then share with other people. So I threw this together really quick last night for you all, just from the free images and this travel website. I borrowed their copy, and I was able to throw together this great little parallax website, right? To me, this is so much better than a boring PowerPoint. I can share this link. People can go through this information. You can add videos, YouTube video links to it, Vimeo video links. The great thing is it cuts the ads that people would have to sit through YouTube videos. It doesn't include any of those in here when you attach your videos from YouTube. It just automatically puts the video in there. So super useful. It does open the video up large screen for your viewer, so they're not watching it in that small box. They can close it. It's got glide shows, so I can actually have, here's my great big parallax image, and you can put as much copy as you want coming over the side, right? And it'll fade into my next image. And this is super easy. And again, it gives credits down at the bottom for where I got all my images from, automatically for me. I didn't have to go out and search for it, write down anybody's names. It tells me, here's the name of the photograph and here's the photographer. Instantly does it for me. So if you come into, if you go into the, I want to build a website, or actually if we go view all and go to web pages, you can choose from a real simple template, right? You can pick this template. I just picked a random one. And here is where, this is the what we call your hero image, the first image that you would open up to when you go to a website. Again, you can upload your own photos. You can find free photos, or if you have things connected to your Dropbox, Google Photos, Google Drive. We at TCU we have not paid for Adobe stock images. So I wouldn't click that button if I were you, unless you would like to pay $10.99 a month to have access to their photo bank. But again, find free images is pretty useful. So I'm going to create a website about, circuses. Here's my image. I go in, I add my title. I can add my subtitle. I'm done with that. And now it just tells me scroll to start writing my story. And then it gives me these options, right? I can add another photo. I can add text. I can add a button here if I want, video, a photo grid. I can create that split layout that you saw earlier. What's great with the split layout is once I decide, hey, I want my image on this side or this side, if I add another split image box underneath it, it automatically knows to flip the image to the other side so that we don't have a long line of images and copy on one side, right? It makes it visually appealing and it alternates those automatically for us. We're gonna use this Charlie chat. Oh no, the elephant. The elephant is so much better. We'll swap them. Elephant on a bubble. And here in this box is where I can add my type. You can also add video, photo if you'd like, but this is probably the most appealing. So here, notice every time that I hit the return, it creates these spaces for me. I don't have to have it do that. I can keep typing as much as I want, but because I want to turn this into a headline, if I just click over the font or the copy that I've written, I do have options. I can automatically turn that into a headline, and it's going to pull from the style bank that I had created early on in my brands. Now for you, it will probably give you options of typefaces because you haven't set a brand yet or a theme style yet. I can choose to center this, right? I can go in and add links to things if I want. I cannot add links to headlines, but I can add links in here. So if I wanted to add a link, here's where I would put my website link and it would be in here for me. Once I'm done, I can go, you know what? I need to add a button here. So you can add as many things as necessary inside this web page. And at any time, you can go look and hit this preview button and see what your layout is going to look like. Right? It's quick, it's easy. So if I wanted to share this, I can publish and share a link, or I can invite someone within TCU, preferably, to come and look at what I've done, right, before I send it out. I can actually choose to print this as well, although I don't recommend printing web pages from here for use for anything. But you can publish and share the link, right? And it'll give you credit because you're the one logged into this. And it lists the photo credits as well. You can pick a category and then it'll create a link for you that's shareable. I've had lots of friends actually use this software to create like little video clips instead of using iMovie or the movie software that's on their Windows computers. So Adobe Spark has the ability for you to upload MP4s. It will not take MOV files, MOV files, but you can go online and convert any file that ends in .mov to an MP4 for free. There are tons of free websites out there. If you just Google, you know, move to MP4, you'll see that there are lots of free websites that'll do the conversions for you. So here you can see I've added this little clip. This is some stock video that I had. So I could create a whole little Christmas montage. I can add text over my video. I can choose to do captions as well. You can resize it. What's great is it has this music library for you to choose from as well. So you can go in or you can add your own music. Just be careful if you're publishing that anywhere, like to YouTube, that if you don't own the rights to the music, you will get flagged. But if you use any of the music here that's offered by Adobe, you will not get flagged. So you can choose any type of music that you want, and add it to your video montage. And you can go through and keep adding clip after clip after clip. And whenever you add a clip, oh, did you choose my music? Let's see. I can go through and edit, or I can duplicate clips. And it's not letting me. Nope. Go to full screen. I probably need to add another clip in there, but you can add photos as well. In here, so I can have it broken up. So if you have lots of photos, and it automatically does what we call the Ken Burns effect, where it zooms, does an automatic zoom into your photo. So if you had lots of photos, this would be useful to create a nice little slideshow. You could add music to it as well. It will give you credits. You can add your own credits to it. If again, you've taken those photographs from somewhere else and it knows that it's that you need to credit the author, it will automatically do that here for you as well. And then you can actually create a little outro if you want to have something said at the end of your little video. Again, you can publish it, you can invite others to use it, or you can send it to your Google Drive. You can download it as well as an MP4 so that you have it and then can share it freely anywhere that you would like. So mine is going to run really short. And you can see the different effects that it does. So it puts together these cute little videos for you. And if your videos are short enough, you can actually post them to Instagram, as long as they're under 60 seconds without having to use IGTV. So if you wanted to throw together something really cute with some music, your logo on it, as you can see, the last thing that I was working on was staff assembly. So that's why you kept seeing staff assembly there at the bottom. It's super fast, and really my biggest recommendation to anybody who hasn't used an Adobe product before is to get in here and play with it. Just create something, see what's possible for you, how you can move things around, and you'll get really comfortable with it. It will save your projects and let you pick back up where you left off. So you can go in and edit things again if you want to reuse the same layout that you've used before. Again, you can create brands right from the beginning with logos. You can choose color palettes and typefaces right from the start. It will allow you to upload your PNG or JPEGs, allow you to pick your colors, your styles, and have it all saved for you so that you don't have to think about it every time that you come into Adobe Spark. Did I go too fast? Does anyone have questions? Was this at all useful to anybody? My hope is that you all will stop using Canva, because TCU is kind enough to, this is all free to all of us, Adobe Spark, right? And we should take advantage of this. And there's so many great things that you can do with it. Again, if you just get in there and start playing and experimenting, I know for me, that's the fastest way I learn. And if you run into any problems, I will tell you that Adobe, if you go to adobe.com, they have lots of quick little 5-minute tutorials and quick little videos for getting you started.
Hey Diana, I do have a question. I guess just kind of going back to what you said. So the glide shows are super duper cool, and I can see myself working through a project like that. But you mentioned Canva, and I must say that some of the things at the beginning look very similar. I would dare say a little more user friendly at points. So I guess tell me more about the love more hate relationship with Canva, so I can understand why to
Okay.
make the switch here.
Here's my issue that I personally have with Canva. I have people who will create something in Canva, try to send it to me, and go, hey, can you just change the copy in this? This was something that a student worker did for us in Canva. Well, guess what? We don't have access to that. I don't have access to their library, to their account, or as an Adobe Spark, once they share it with you, you can then share it with me because it becomes part of your projects, right? The other great thing is that when you download a PDF from Adobe versus the PDF from Canva, this one is actually editable, right? So if anybody has used Adobe PDF, as a matter of fact, let me pull, like for me personally, I get, and really that would like to be, I'd like that to be my next workshop, is to tell people how to properly, oh, that's a Zoom background thing I'm working on. Public health guidance, you all don't need to know about that just yet. So like if I come in here to Adobe and you're like, hey, can you change the copy on this? Sorry, hold on, it's freaking out. I can actually come into, because it's all Adobe products, I can actually come directly in here, open it up and edit directly in my Adobe Acrobat.
Hey, Diana, we're still on the, from my lens, we're still on the website.
Lovely, of course you are. There we go. So I can actually come into Adobe Acrobat, and if you've sent me a file using Adobe Spark, a flyer, something like that, a PDF, I can actually go in here and change it, the copy, directly inside the PDF without having to have access to the whole file. A lot of the files that I personally get from people that have used Canva is that it's basically an image in a PDF format and it's not editable, right? Or they've used typefaces that are specific to Canva and that we don't have access to. And then I'm having to go track them down and download them. Whereas with this, it's so easy, right? And I can take this PDF that I download from Canva, and if someone has sent it to me, I can quickly make markups to it. I can quickly go in here and make my comments in it and send it for comments, right? I can make all the edits. I hope my comment box opens up. I can make all my edits that I need to right in here, and then send it back. So there's the add-in that I want. And if I save this, they know this is supposed to say that. I can actually go through and highlight my text. I want this deleted, and instead you're going to add that comment in, right? And then hit close. I can send it back to that person. And I don't know about you all, I have access to InDesign, and I can import your PDF comments, and I can just hit apply all comments, and it will automatically make the changes to the documents for me, so that I'm not having to figure out what goes where. Every place that someone's put a mark, it instantly takes it. So for me, that is a huge benefit of Adobe Spark, is having an actual editable PDF versus an image that's been converted to a PDF, if that makes sense. Right? Because I know that in the Career Center, when I worked in the Career Center, the person that was there before me did almost everything they had in Canva. And they were like, can you just change this template, you know, this flyer from last year, just change the dates. I did not have access to that person's Canva account, right? Or any of the templates that they created in Canva. Whereas in Adobe Spark, you can create what are called libraries. I'm gonna, yeah, I still have it open, hang on. You can create these lovely libraries right here. And you can share these libraries because we are all at TCU. You can actually create like a whole logo library. Like I've got the student affairs logos in a library, and other people that work on student affairs projects, I can invite them to this library and it'll automatically import that library into everything that they do. I can save graphics in here. I can save copy in here. And I can share it with anybody across TCU, as long as everybody ends in that tcu.edu, and they have access to everything. So I can create templates as a library and save it, and they all have access to that. I can share that whole library with someone, and no one ever loses flyers that they loved so much, and all they want is that date changed, right? I just need you to update the time in this from last semester, you know, or the location from last semester. Now it's going to be virtual, but we love the graphic. You know, now you're easily able to share those components with people without having to worry, oh, our student worker left. You know, I don't have access to that material anymore. You know, they designed it on their computer or whatever, right? They can share that library with you, because even TCU students have access to Adobe Spark as well. So your student workers will have access to the same things, and you can just, hey, will you make sure to share that library with me? You know, whenever you're done with that project, they can share it with you, and you've got it always. It'll just save until you delete it. Does that make sense, Erin? Have I sold you? Will you stop using Canva? I love the honesty.
I don't know if I can hop in real quick. I think one thing I like about this, because I think you borderline got me sold for sure. I think it's definitely a good tool, but I like how the templates, like on Canva, sometimes they have the premium templates.
Yeah.
You got to get that money, but on Adobe, like you have access to all the premium
Yeah.
ones as well. So that was something that stuck out to
Yeah,
me.
TCU has already paid for all of this for us, so we have access to all those premium templates. They just won't pay for the stock library for us, and I don't blame them, you know, because we have a lot of great images here at TCU that we'd rather you use than, you know, we'd rather use our students than, you know, stock footage of students for any campus shots. I mean, you know, we've got a rated campus, right? As far as beauty is concerned, we're one of the top rated, most beautiful campuses. Let's show it off. Let's not show students sitting on some random stairs somewhere else. Well, I hope you all learned a lot. The recording is saving. And that's pretty much it for me. Does anyone else have any questions?
No.
All right. Please know you can reach out to me anytime if you like are inside any of the Adobe products and you have any problems at all. I am sort of a go-to person for that. I've spent quite a bit of time doing Adobe Max events and doing all the instructional stuff. And I teach students here at TCU how to use the software as well. So I am here at your disposal should you need anything.
Diana, where will we find the link to the recording?
I'm going to share that on staffassembly.tcu.edu. I will, once the recording is posted, I will share the link with Reggie and he will send it out to everyone who registered.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't been to see the Staff Assembly website, you should go check it out. It has been updated.
Yes, well, thank you, Diana, so much for taking your time to help us with this new skill and convert us to using Adobe instead of Canva. and things of that nature. So thank you everybody for coming out. Be on the lookout for more professional development opportunities from Staff Assembly. If we don't see you soon, have a good break. Be safe and stay well. Y'all take care.
Thank you.